Are you thinking about buying your first firearm? Or maybe you've seen a too good to be true deal on a used gun. Before you make that purchase, there are some gun brands you need to know about and avoid. In this video, we're diving into 8 of the worst gun brands to stay away from in 2025. Whether it's poor reliability, safety issues, discontinued support, or lawsuits, these brands have earned a reputation for all the wrong reasons. We'll also spotlight a few infamous models, like one that's been called a design disaster, and even a big-name gun that's been banned by some police departments. This isn't just about brand bashing, it's about helping you make safe, smart, and informed decisions. So let's break down what to avoid and why, because when it comes to firearms, the wrong choice can cost far more than money. When we talk about the worst gun brands you'll regret buying, we have to start with what's known as the Ring of Fire, a group of low-cost handgun manufacturers based in Southern California. These brands include Jimenez Arms, Lorson Engineering, Raven Arms, and Sundance Industries. The term Ring of Fire was coined by gun safety advocates and law enforcement to describe a network of companies producing ultra-cheap handguns, often nicknamed Saturday Night Specials. These firearms were widely distributed throughout the 1980s and 1990s, and although many of the original companies have gone out of business, their guns are still widely available in the used market today. So, what's the problem with these guns? First, let's talk about build quality. Most of these handguns are made from zinc alloy, often referred to as pot metal, a low-cost material that lacks the strength and durability of steel. This makes them far more susceptible to cracks, malfunctions, or even catastrophic failure after extended use. Second, they have poor reliability. Numerous user reports and documented field tests show that these firearms are prone to misfeeds, jams, and general mechanical failure. In high-stress situations where reliability is critical, these guns simply cannot be trusted. Third, they come with little to no support. Since many of these brands have gone bankrupt or ceased operation, it's nearly impossible to get warranty service, spare parts, or manufacturer support. That cheap deal at the pawn shop? It could leave you with an unusable weapon if something goes wrong. Furthermore, some models from these companies have been tied to legal cases and safety recalls. For example, Jimenez Arms, formerly Brico and Jennings, has been the subject of multiple lawsuits related to unintentional discharges and design flaws. In 2020, the company declared bankruptcy amid an ATF investigation into illegal gun sales. Let's be clear. Owning a firearm comes with a responsibility to ensure it functions safely and consistently. With these brands, you're often gambling with both performance and safety. And here's the kicker. These firearms are still circulating. Gun shows, private sales, and online marketplaces may have them listed at prices that seem like a steal. But the truth is, you're likely buying someone else's problem. If you're on a tight budget, there are far better options from reputable manufacturers that offer affordable entry-level models with warranties, customer service, and proven track records. Spending just a little more can mean the difference between a gun that works when you need it and one that fails you. In summary, the Ring of Fire brands, Jimenez, Lorson, Raven, and Sundance, should be considered high-risk purchases. While they may appeal to bargain hunters or new gun owners, they come with a long list of well-documented issues that make them a poor choice in 2025 and beyond. Avoid the risk. Avoid the Ring of Fire. Let's move on to a brand that was still operating until very recently, SCCY Industries. Known for producing affordable, American-made handguns, SCCY positioned itself as a budget-friendly option for new gun owners. Their pistols were compact, lightweight, and often recommended for concealed carry. However, as of March 2025, SCCY Industries has officially ceased operations. The company filed for bankruptcy following a period of declining sales, supply chain issues, and reported customer dissatisfaction. This sudden shutdown leaves thousands of SCCY gun owners without access to warranty service, technical support, or replacement parts. And here lies the problem. When a firearm manufacturer disappears, so does the safety net. Even if you already own a SCCY handgun that's functioning well, any future issues, like spring wear, magazine damage, or misfires, are now your responsibility. Finding compatible parts may become increasingly difficult, and professional gunsmiths might charge more due to limited availability. For new buyers, this is an even bigger red flag. While you may see SCCY handguns listed at a discount online or at gun shows, remember that they are now unsupported firearms. A warranty is only valuable if the company behind it still exists. To be fair, SCCY's designs were never plagued with the same kind of catastrophic issues found in some other low-end brands. But the complete loss of customer service and spare parts means that buying one in 2025 is more of a gamble than ever. SCCY once had potential, but as of this year, it's become a stranded ship. If you're looking for an affordable handgun, there are still plenty of reputable brands offering budget models with ongoing support, tested performance, and peace of mind. Cobra Firearms is one of those names that often flies under the radar. So unless you spend a lot of time browsing bargain bins at gun stores or online classifieds, on the surface, Cobra pistols might seem like a reasonable choice for someone on a tight budget. They're small, simple, and cost far less than most well-known brands. But the reality of owning a Cobra handgun quickly sets in for many users. The most common complaint? Poor reliability. Cobra pistols are notorious for frequent malfunctions, especially failures to feed, eject, and reset properly. In firearms intended for personal defense, these aren't just inconveniences, they're serious liabilities. Many Cobra models are made with zinc alloy components, similar to the Ring of Fire brands we mentioned earlier. This means durability is already in question from day one. Internal parts are often rough, loosely fitted, and not built to last under extended use. Another major concern is quality control. Multiple reviews, both from firearm publications and regular users, have reported inconsistent assembly and sloppy machining. You might get one that works for a while, or one that fails out of the box. And while Cobra is technically still in business, customer support is far from stellar. Turnaround times for repairs are slow, and replacement parts can be hard to find depending on the model. So why do people keep buying them? One reason? Price. But in 2025, that justification doesn't hold as much weight. There are now entry-level pistols from major manufacturers that offer far better reliability, safety features, and long-term support for just a bit more. When it comes to self-defense, your life might depend on your firearm. That's not the time to gamble on the cheapest option available. Cobra Firearms might save you money up front, but it could cost you far more in the long run. When people talk about the worst gun designs in modern history, one name almost always comes up: the USFA Zip 22LR. This bizarre-looking, polymer-framed pistol was introduced with bold promises of innovation, modularity, and affordability. Unfortunately, what buyers got was a firearm that felt more like a science experiment than a functional tool. Let's be clear, USFA, United States Firearms Manufacturing Company, had a respectable history of producing high-quality revolvers before the Zip. But the Zip 22 marked a dramatic and disastrous departure from that tradition. The gun was marketed as a futuristic, modular 22 caliber pistol, but it quickly developed a reputation for being nearly unusable out of the box. The problems were numerous. First and foremost, reliability was abysmal. The Zip was notorious for jamming, stovepiping, misfeeding, and double feeding, often within the first few magazines. Users reported struggling just to get through a full magazine without a malfunction. Second, the ergonomics were terrible. The gun lacked a traditional grip, had awkward controls, and felt unnatural to hold and shoot. For new gun owners or anyone seeking practical use, it was a nightmare to operate safely. Third, the design's attempt at innovation actually introduced new risks. The Zip had compatibility features that allowed it to be mounted under a rifle barrel, but this only added to the confusion and operational hazards, especially for inexperienced users. Although USFA ceased production of the Zip shortly after its release, the gun continues to pop up on secondary markets and in online listings, often as a novelty or collector's item. But make no mistake, this is not a firearm you want to rely on for any practical purpose. The Zip 22 isn't just a bad gun. It's a cautionary tale of how design ambition can go completely off the rails, and a reminder that not all innovation is good innovation. Among the entries on this list, the Sig Sauer P320 is undoubtedly the most controversial. Sig Sauer is a highly respected manufacturer, known for supplying firearms to law enforcement and military agencies around the world. However, the civilian version of the P320 has faced intense scrutiny over the past several years, And in 2025, those concerns have not gone away. What exactly makes the P320 such a point of concern? The core issue lies in the gun's drop-fire vulnerability. Numerous reports have documented that some variants of the P320 can fire without the trigger being pulled, especially when dropped or bumped at a certain angle. This is not hearsay. Over 80 injuries related to accidental discharges have been reported across the U.S., many involving law enforcement officers. Internal testing and investigative journalism have verified these incidents, prompting lawsuits, insurance claims, and significant public backlash. In response to the controversy, Sig Sauer launched a voluntary upgrade program in 2017, offering to retrofit affected pistols with improved trigger mechanisms and internal components. However, this program was not mandatory, and many affected models remain in circulation. As of 2025, several new lawsuits are still ongoing, and legal action continues to pile up. Some state and local police departments, including New York City's Transit Authority and the Dallas Independent School District Police, have formally banned or removed the P320 from service due to safety concerns. Why is this still relevant in 2025? The issue persists because used, unmodified P320s are still being sold on the private market. Many buyers are unaware that their particular model may fall under the original defect. Even worse, some sellers do not disclose whether the firearm has undergone the upgrade. Without careful inspection or serial number verification, it's easy for unsuspecting owners to find themselves with a potentially unsafe weapon. To be fair, not all P320 models are defective. Newer iterations manufactured after the upgrade have shown improved safety and performance. But the uncertainty surrounding which models are truly safe, combined with the brand's refusal to issue a full recall, makes the P320 a risky purchase for casual gun buyers in 2025. If you're considering a striker-fired handgun, there are other brands with similar features, no legal baggage, and a clean safety record. In this case, name recognition and professional use do not guarantee peace of mind. Even a trusted brand can produce a firearm you'll regret owning. As we evaluate which gun brands to avoid in 2025, it's crucial to distinguish between legacy brands, companies that no longer exist, and active manufacturers still in operation. Legacy brands like Jimenez Arms, Raven Arms, Lorson Engineering, Sundance Industries, and USFA have all shut down. Their guns may still circulate in private sales, but they offer no warranty, no parts support, and no official repairs. If something fails, you're on your own. For new or casual gun owners, this presents a serious safety and reliability risk. On the other hand, active brands, even budget ones like Cobra Firearms, at least offer some level of customer service and accountability. You may be able to get repairs, replacement parts, or updates, which is especially important when a defect is discovered. In 2025, with more people turning to the used gun market due to high prices, the temptation to buy a cheap, discontinued firearm is high. But without factory support, even a functioning gun today could become a paperweight tomorrow. In summary, if you are not a collector or someone with deep knowledge of what you're buying, it is much safer to choose gun brands that are still active and willing to stand behind their products. Choosing the right firearm isn't just about specs or price. It's about trust, longevity, and responsibility. While we've covered some of the most regrettable brands and models in this video, the bigger picture is this. Being an informed buyer today can save you serious regret tomorrow. If you found this video helpful, consider giving it a like. And don't forget to subscribe for more honest breakdowns, brand reviews, and real-world firearm advice. We've got more videos coming soon on reliable budget guns, safety upgrades, and what's worth your money in 2025 and beyond. Got thoughts on any of the guns we mentioned? Or maybe your own story about a firearm you regret buying? Drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you, and so would others in the community. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay safe and stay smart.